Just one more. Just one more. It's just very tender. Right, we're hot. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. I know, I'm a little off. I'm a little late. I'm totally a little late. It's 9:31. The crazy yogi person was deep in her meditation and lost track of time this morning. So forgive my belated beginning. And I have gone onto my Spotify account and rearranged the playlists and renamed playlists so that what you have, good morning, is if you were to close your Spotify app and then open it back up and go to my Spotify account, what you'll find is there'll be a stack of Vinyasa playlists right there that are about they carry us for a good 90 minutes. The one that says Vinyasa on shuffle, just put it on shuffle and it's all sort of the same place and it will always make you a new mix, and I'll keep adding to that, which means you can play it at any time. Or the other playlists that are named that are there you can use anytime, and they're good for about a 90-minute class. So if you like music, that's going to be our best bet. Good morning, good morning. Hello, Sue. Hello. Our work has been in Kundalini, the opening of the side body is what allows us to have a greater capacity in the chest. And a greater capacity in the chest is what allows us to have a greater capacity of breath. And when our breath is larger, our power becomes possible. So this sequence is to go along. We're at the midpoint of our Kundalini sequence for the month. And so this is to really begin to expand the side body. And the thing about the side body is that this is the front, right? This is the back. This is where you have been. Good morning, loves. This is where you are going. And the side body is what joins it together. And that also includes, this is your side body. This is your side body. This is your side body, right? So the outside and the inside. And we're going to use the opening through the side bodies to find the inside. The inside. So just for a moment, I want you to know and be aware that you have an outer surface. And if we have an outer surface, we also have an inner surface. And then we have a space between the outer and the inner surface. And we're going to find that inside layer and be sure that the inside is the same size and supports the outside. Because maybe this looks familiar. This is the outside. I've worked hard. I've built my house and my career and I've taken care of my kids. That's the outside. And the inside goes like this. That the outside feels bigger than the inside. What we need is the inside to support the outside. That's where we're headed. That's why this work is so important. I won't belabor it while we're moving, but I want you to be aware of why the sequence is built the way that it is to let the inside rise to meet the outside, because that's when our life and our day feels fulfilling. Right? Fantastic. So 2 blocks and a blanket, as ever, are a great support, and we'll start out on the back. Fire up the belly. If you choose, lie down on the blanket. If you don't need it, lie down flat on your mat. Knees are bent, feet are flat, blocks are set aside. Lift your heels to the height of your knees and opening your palms wide open, just place your palms, slide up your thighs to the tops of the knees. You're not folding your fingers to hold the thighs. Fingers are lifted. You just let your thighs rest in your palms. Let your thighs rest in your palms. Lift your heels to the height of your knees and just let it go a little forward and back. A little forward and back, and feel how that starts to settle the low back down into the floor. And then keep working the low back down into the floor. Keep bringing the navel in toward the low back. And then keep the left hand, right hand overhead, right leg long. And then bring your right hand to press.
Left hand overhead, left leg long, and exhale to press. Now, if you can't go all the way out, you're going to drop your heel to tap the floor. Tap and up. That's a nice modification. It's not as much weight for the abdomen to deal with. Or you're extending your leg out. And then the gaze to the ceiling, your eyes closed. We're going to stay right here 26 times. Exhale, inhale, press. Let yourself settle back into the floor. If it's too big, make it smaller. If it's too big, tap your heel. We're just going to open the center of the body. And now go with a little bit more pace. Open and close and open and close. It gets warmer. I hear you. We've got 6 and 5. Get a little bigger. 4. Flex your feet. 2. 1 more. And put your feet flat and your hands wide or a little higher than your head and breathe into your abdomen and feel the light. And expand from the center point of your body out towards your elbows, towards your knees, towards your hands, your feet. Radiate light. Turn on the engine. Start there. Hands on shins. Draw your knees into your chest and then press your shins into your hands to open it out. Lift your heels a little. Do it 3 more times. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, press your hands. Exhale, knees in. Inhale. You are truly rinsing yourself like a sponge. Go 1 more. And roll yourself up and over. Adding a blanket beneath your knees if you choose. Blocks are up in front. Hands and knees. Good morning. Good morning. Begin to drop the crown of your head and move through your seat. Cat-cow to round and release. So warming up, very similar to how we start our Kundalini sequence. Just move from the point of the navel that you warmed. When you were on your back just now, see if you can open and close that point. Open the front of it, open the back of it. And feel that start to open the chest. You can even shake out your jaw, flutter your lips. Keep it small if small is where you're at right now. Turn your left thumb forward so that your hands are perpendicular. And then turn your left thumb 1 more time if you can so that the heels of your hands are in 1 line. Left fingers point back and right fingers point forward and cat-cow for 3. And for 2. And what we're doing here is we're starting at the very top of the lung, right up underneath your collarbones. And wherever your left hand is, keep it there, stay. And take your right hand out to the right and pause. Turn your right thumb up, pause. Take your right hand overhead, your right palm faces forward, pause. Let your right shoulder come over your left if you can. Now flex your right hand. So your right fingers turn back, press your left hand down through the forearm, through the throat, through the right palm. And the right hand down. Turn both fingertips forward. I know that's a big start. Cat-cow, round and open, round and open. Keep that movement and shift. Your right thumb turns forward, your right fingers turn right. Try to pull the hands apart, get a little motion through the upper back. Work there. Or turn your right fingertips back towards your right knee. Left fingertips face forward. Heels of your hands are in a line. Good, good. Going for 3. All the way from the pads of your fingers through the shoulders, the collarbones, the tops of the lungs, and find neutral. Left hand out to the left, pause. Left thumb points up, pause. Bring your left hand up and overhead, pause. Right hand turns down, gaze turns up, and maybe you flex your left wrist. I want you to open your mouth, move through your tail, move through your jaw. Open your jaw, open your collarbones, find the inner lining changing. And then the left hand down. Ha! 2 fingers point forward. You'll feel a change. And shift to child's pose. Here's our breath out. Inhale, rising, hands and knees. Exhale, folding child. So it's here that we add our Om. And when we put the mantra, when we put the sound into the movement, we're bringing the sound into all the parts of our movements, our joints, our muscles, our cells, ourselves. And it's a tonic for the nervous system. Inhale, bring it up. And on the exhale, we'll do an Om. A in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. Bring it in, eyes closed. And fold to child. Om. 2 more. Om. Send the sound through your limbs. Good. And rise. Draw the blocks under your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, keep your blanket where it is. Bend a knee, bend the other. So when we first start out, we tend to have a little bit of a shift. The shoulders are tight, so we're a little forward towards the hands. And we're going to gently open the shoulders in the next few minutes so that our dog starts to lengthen out. Step your right foot forward between the blocks. Stand the blocks higher if you need to. Put your knee on the floor. Draw your left heel up, and then plug in your toes and just lift off for a moment. Knee to the floor, lift your heel, lift your heart. And then exhale, lift off. Knee to the floor, lift your hands, lift your heel. And then lunge, lift off. A little forward and a little back. Find the ball of your back foot, find the very tips of your toes. Stretch through the sole of your left foot. Take your back heel back. And then your front knee forward. Draw your heart forward, your heart forward, your heart forward, your heel back. And step back to change dog. Left foot will step up. Right knee down. Lift your heel towards your hips. There's your breath in. Put your toe to the floor. Lift off. There's your breath out. Knee down. Inhale. Heel up. Exhale. Press it out. You're firing the back, the posterior chain. So lift your heel. Lift your hands. Shoulder blades to the spine. And then hands down. Toes down. Lift off. Lunge. Forward and back. Open the back sole of your foot. Open the toes. And then tack your back heel back and your front knee forward. Take your heart forward. Lengthen. And step back to change. Right foot will step up. Left knee to the floor. Hands low. Take it back. Inhale, coming up. And then hands down. Lift off. Lunge. Knee to the floor. Hands wide. Inhale, opening. And then exhale, lunge, lift up. Left knee to the floor, hands overhead. Inhale, up, open. And then hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. The left foot steps up, the right knee down to the floor, hands low, rock back. Inhale. Hands down, lift off, exhale. Knee to the floor, hands wide. Shoulder blades to your spine. Start to open your body, hands down, lunge. Lift up. Knee to the floor, hands up high. Inhale, shoulder blades to the spine. And the hands down. Step back, down dog, hands around the blocks. So there's a little more space to open the shoulders, to lengthen the legs. Step your right foot up between your hands. And put your left knee to the floor, hands high. Bend your right elbow. Right hand to your left shoulder, left hand to your right elbow, now a little forward and back. So the left toes are tucked under and you're moving from the feet. You're moving from the feet and you're just starting to deepen the crease of the hips. Left hand is holding your right elbow and bend your right knee and pause. Take a breath in right to the tip of your elbow and let go. And I've got your hands backwards. Forgive me. Left hand down to your right shoulder. Right hand holds your left elbow. That's so much better. We go forward and back.
So feel from your left kneecap to your left hip to your left shoulder. One more time. Set us up. And as we stay, press the left toes down and the left elbow up. The left elbow up. And let it go. Hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Press it out. Left hand, left hip, left heel. Drop your head. Find the lines and let them open. And the left foot steps up and the right knee comes down. Hands up. Now the right hand to the left shoulder. Left hand to the right elbow. A little forward, a little back. Right toes are turned under. And you move forward, opening and closing. Opening and closing. Bring it into the hips, but let the hips be willing. And then as you bend the front knee, reach into the tip of your right elbow. Press your right toes down. As though opening the mouth of the right hip, the right shoulder, right elbow up. No force. And two hands down. Downward facing dog. Right hand, right hip, right heel. Find that line. We'll start to put that all together. Let it move. Walk your feet to your hands. If you choose and you want to stay on the blocks and it gives you a little extra space, blocks are great. As you open up, you're welcome to remove the blocks. Hands wide. Thumbs point down. Sit your seat down to lift your heart. Thumbs up, heart up, stand up. Palms together and bring your thumbs down your back. Here's your breath out. Hands up high, here's your breath in. And exhale, fold back. All the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. And the left foot steps forward, left knee down, two hands high. Left elbow bends. Inhale here, right hand on the left elbow. Exhale, find the settling in the hips. Inhale, two hands up. And then exhale, set it down, step back, down dog. Inhale to high plank, look forward, draw your heart forward, and then exhale, down dog. Left foot steps up, right knee comes down, two hands up. Right elbow bends, left hand to the right elbow. There's your inhale to the point of your elbow. Exhale to settle into the feet, and two hands high. Two hands to the blocks, step it up, lengthen halfway up, and then exhale, fold your way down. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up, palms together, and thumbs down the back, elbows in. Let it go, inhale up, follow the breath now. Seat down, fold down, lift halfway. Right foot steps back, right knee down, two hands up, inhale. Right elbow bends, hold, and breath in, and breath out. And hands up, and hands down. And down dog, inhale. High plank, exhale. Navel to spine. Down dog, inhale. Right foot steps up, left knee down. Two hands high. Hold the left elbow, a breath in. And release to look up. And hands down. Step your left foot up. Lengthen halfway. Fold. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up, palms together, down the back. Inhale, reach up, look up, and sit down, hands wide. Lift halfway. A little quicker, left foot steps back, left knee down, two hands up, inhale. Hold the left elbow, exhale, settle. Inhale up to the elbow. Exhale, square the hips, let it up. And hands down, step back, downward facing dog. High plank, bring it forward. Down dog, take it back. Left foot steps up, right knee down. Two hands up. Hold your right elbow. Find the inhale to the point of the elbow. Exhale to the hips. Two hands up. And hands down. Step up, lift halfway, lengthen out. And fold. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up, stand up tall. Palms together and down the back.
Hands up high, inhale, open. One more set, fold your way down. Lift, lengthen. Right foot steps back, right knee down, 2 hands high. Palms together, down the back, tuck the chin, and let it up. Hands down, step back, down dog, press it back. Draw it forward, look forward. Down dog, take it back. And right foot steps up, left knee down. 2 hands high, palms together. Down the back, tuck the chin, and let it up. And hands down. Set your blocks forward and step back, downward facing dog. One knee bends and then the other. One knee bends and then the other. Walk your feet an inch closer and come onto your fingertips if you dare. And lift your right heel high. Put a little bend in your left knee. See if you can find the whole of your left foot on the floor. Your right knee is soft as well. And as you do, drop your weight into your feet. Drop your weight back and come up out of your palms, out of your elbows, out of your head. Right foot comes down. Left heel high. Soften both knees until perhaps you can find the right foot to the floor. Keep the left knee soft. Your right inner thigh wraps back. Your right outer hip wraps back. You open your hands, your elbows, your chest. And then 2 knees down. Child's pose. Fold it back. Little wag of the tail, settling into the depth of your hips. Walk your hands a big step to the right. And then settle your left hip back and your left palm down. Let your head be heavy and start to open through the outer left hip. Have a great ride, love. See you tomorrow. Left hip down, left rib down, fold. Fold. Walk your hands to the center. Walk your right hand over. Walk your right hip back and down. And right rib down. Allow your head to be heavy. Allow your elbow to soften. Your right shoulder to soften. Your right hip to soften. And the right ribs drop. Feeling how we're right on the surface of the side body. Walk it into the middle, hands down. Downward facing dog. Press back. Press back. So now perhaps there's a little more space. The sides of the spine, the sides of the waist. What we want to do when we're opening the side body is to address all the connective tissue that surrounds our lungs and our spine. The tension of our day can begin to create tension around our lungs, our chest, our upper back, and it limits our breathing. Right foot steps forward. I'm going to swivel so you can see. And as the right foot steps forward, take your right hand off the mat to the right and the left hand off the mat to the left. So I'm on my fingertips. Your right knee fits into your right armpit. Just find that. And maybe you can allow your right knee to come forward and begin to lengthen the underside of your sternum, the bone where the ribs meet over the heart. And you start to take the sternum a little bit forward, and even to play a little rock forward and back from the ball of the back foot. You may need to walk your fingers wider or a little forward. And see how I'm tempted to jut my chin? Instead, I'm going to draw my chin in, lengthen the back of my neck, and lengthen the front of my chest. One more breath. Both hands inside the front foot. Take your left fingertips and turn them back the way we warmed up. Lift your left knee off the floor, and the right hand comes high. And stay simple and true. Press your right foot down. The right foot down will turn the right rib over the left rib. Turn your right palm to the front
and stand in the left heel as though you were standing on the floor. And imagine a flush of light under the collarbones, through the throat, into the mouth, even the palate of the mouth, the roof. Turn the chest, turn, press into your left heel, and 2 hands come down. Step back, downward facing dog. So just feel that breath, that space that you may have made in the collarbones, in the chest, in the mouth. Left foot steps up. Right knee starts down. Fingertips widen onto the floor. If it's too much, use your blocks. And nestle the left knee into your left armpit a little bit. And a little bit forward and back. And that will allow your hips to drop towards your left heel. And as my hips drop towards my heel, my heart starts to come up. And my sternum starts to slide forward. Give it a minute. Widen your fingertips. Maybe walk your back knee back if you're making space. The chin in, the back of the neck long, and the heart coming forward. Opening the inside, the back lining of the chest. Steady on. And 2 hands down inside the left foot. So the right hand turns to point back. The heel of your hand in line with the heel of your foot. And my right leg comes off the floor and my left hand comes up high. A little forward, a little back if you choose. Right hand down, turns the navel. Left palm points to the front. Stand squarely in the left foot. Open the right collarbones, open the left collarbones. Draw your heart forward, the back of the neck long, and stand in the center of your back heel. You have an axis. Imagine that you could scissor your thighs towards each other, spin through that line. One more. Open the palms, and the left hand comes down. Step back, downward facing dog, pausing there for 3 breaths, or if you need to, pause in child. But wherever you are, feel the breath. This is the top of the breath. This is the top of the breath, up in the mouth, up in the throat, up in the collarbones, the upper lungs, the arms, crown of the head. Our breathing starts to change. Left heel towards the center line, right heel comes up. Put a bend in your right knee. Flex your right foot and press your right heel towards the wall on your left, and then draw your right knee towards the wall on the right. And you press your heel towards the left, you draw your right knee to the right, you press your heel on the left, you go one more, bend your right knee, and then press and straighten your right leg. And step your right foot up. And again, I'll swivel so you can see. You're going to put both blocks inside your right foot. And warrior 2 is where we meet. Right? And we have done this warm-up. Hands up high and exhale. So the right knee coming forward. Inhale up. The left hip going back. And bend. The point from left hip, right knee is getting longer. And you're getting very steady in your feet. Now right elbow, right thigh, and from your left hip to your left heel, stay. And really anchor left hip, left heel, and let that open left hip to left shoulder. Side body starting to open. And then reversing, find your warrior 2 and reach back, crescent, straighten your front leg, open it up, wag the tail, open the heart. And we'll do that again, hands wide, warrior 2, settle. Elbow to thigh, reach over. And warrior 2, saddle, deepen into the warrior 2. Keep your front knee bent and reverse, stay crescent. So strengthen the back leg here, strengthen the back leg. Bend your right knee a moment as though dropping into a spring and come up. Right hand comes forward, right hand to the block. So even if I could go to the floor, I'm going to pause because a little extra height helps me revolve and gives me space to move through the top arm. If moving through the top arm isn't possible, turn your blocks a little higher. so that you can come up and out, sweeping the left hand overhead, and then sweeping the left hand back. Firm from your left hip to your left heel. One more time, we're going to go. Your right hand down revolves your ribs, scissor the thighs, stay. Let your fingertips drop a little and bow into the left side body. Bow into the left side body. Take your left thumb a little bit back, and your left heel down. Just feel that line, tip of your left thumb, tip of your left heel. And bring it back up. Now looking down, we're going to take your blocks and set them in front of your right foot and then over to the right. So you're about 6 inches forward and about 3 inches right. And you have this beautiful stack of blocks. And we'll use that for our half moon. So step your back foot halfway in. Left hand on your hip, right hand comes down to those blocks. Put a bend in your knee and a little hop to come up. And press to stand. We'll come in and out 3 times. Send your right thigh back. Your left hip opens, flex your left foot. This is step 1, so we'll start right here. Collarbones open. And the left foot to the floor. Take your right hand high. Inhale, up, open. We'll do it again. Look to the blocks, hand to the blocks, lift up. 2. Stay here or left hand high. Firm your right thigh back, open your chest, feel the palate of your mouth, feel the arch of your left foot, feel the navel open, and left foot to the floor, reverse up, open it up, no drama. Look to the blocks, right hand to the blocks, lift your left heel up, off, left hand high. Maybe that's your work, or take your left hand overhead. Perfect. Roll. Left hand overhead. Now, left thumb tip bows back. Left heel tip bows back. Open the left side ribs. Stay 3. Stay 2. Firm in the left heel. A little bit back. And then the left foot down. And the left hand down. And downward facing dog right where you are. And I'll meet you there. High plank. Stay on the balls of your feet. Let your hips come forward. And put your thighs down until your hips find the floor. Elbows wrap in. And roll your hips to the floor. And roll your way back to the hips. And roll your hips, heart to the floor. And roll your way back to your hips. And roll your heart to the floor. And roll your way to your hips. Down dog. Steady on. Feel the difference between your left outer pinky, left outer rib, left outer heel. Feel the breath that becomes possible in the left side body. In that breath are all the perspectives that we need to keep available to see differently. More possibilities, more perspectives. Right heel down, left heel high. Up open. Put a bend in your left knee. Flex your foot. Press your heel into the wall to the right. Bring your left knee to the wall to the left. So keeping your left knee deeply bent, press your heel to the wall and draw your left knee to the left and press your left heel to the wall and draw your left knee to the left. Last time, press it to the left. And then press your left leg straight, opening through the pelvis. Step your left foot up. Warrior 2, you're going to put your blocks inside the left foot this time. And sweep wide, standing tall. And straighten your front leg, bring your palms together. We straighten the front leg to put the weight evenly in the front and back foot. So when you bend your knee, feel how tempting it is to drop all your weight in the front body and forget what's behind you. Straightening up, even out, front and back, and keep reaching back. And again, straighten up, put your weight in your right heel. Keep it in your right heel, warrior 2. Keep it in your right heel, keep it in your right heel. Keep it in your right heel, side angle, elbow to thigh. Keep it in your right heel, let that open your right hip. Let the right heel open your right shoulder. And then warrior 2, Keep the front knee. Reverse to your crescent and straighten up. And again, even the weight between the front and back. Warrior 2, straight down the middle. Elbow to thigh. Open the sides. Keep the back leg strong. Reverse, find your crescent. Back leg is holding your heart high. So if the back leg is holding your heart, your chest can be soft. Your face can be soft. And you straighten that front leg. Up, 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 come back. And then left hand down to the blocks. So you're not locking and jamming into that left hip. That's why we'll put about 40% of your weight down into the blocks, straight under your left shoulder. Stand your blocks as you need to so that you're nice and long. Right hand up, over. And start to wash out from the right fingertips to the right heel. Bringing it up and over. Then as we allow this movement up and over, we're starting to allow the breath in and out more easily. Starting to change our opinions a little more freely. I made such a crazy assumption this morning and caught myself and looked at it and thought, really? That's what you're going to choose? And I could let it go. So the movement of our joints and the movement of our gestures, drop your fingers, bow your ribs, directly correlate to how easily we move in our mind. And bring it back up. Now, step the blocks in front of your left foot about 6 inches and then about 6 inches to the left. We return. Step your right foot closer so you feel like you have a little more ease getting up off your feet. And then the left hand, look at the block, hand to the block, hop off. Might take a couple hops. And just check, my shoulder's way too far ahead of my wrist, so I back up my foot, set myself up. This first one is just finding placement. It's a mulligan. We're just finding left hip over left heel, right hand on right hip, strong in the heels. Okay, so I can come out. Now I've built my spot, left hand high. Look to the blocks. Set your hand to the blocks. Gracefully build the transition, rise. Legs are clear and strong. Heart is strong. Right hand high. So we give ourselves permission to find our way to wobble. We give ourselves a step at a time. Right foot to the floor. Hands wide. Any tension in your low back, on your exhale, bring your low belly to your body like the way we warmed up. Last time, look to the blocks, left hand down. Right heel high. Navel is strong. Right leg is strong, left leg is strong, right hand up, and the right hand comes over the top. The left heel down, the right heel long, bring the right thumb tip back, and the right heel back, so slightly, and start to find the whole right side body. Left foot down, right ribs open. And the right foot to the floor and the right hand to the floor and 2 feet step back down. Dog, bend, pedal, drop, turn. Let it move through you. That is some deep rearranging. Cross your right foot. Walk both feet to the left side of the mat and step your left foot behind the right. So the right thigh is crossed over the left. And bring both knees to the floor. So your left knee is behind your right knee. Widen your feet. We'll move towards child. You're not trying to put your seat on the floor. You're simply reaching the seat back between the heels and rinsing. Outer hips, low back, drop of the head. We'll go 3 times. Inhale, up, open. Exhale, fold, hips toward heels. Not trying to find the floor, just making length and release in the outer hips and the low back. And up and open. Go one more time. Fold your way back. And now simply stay. Close your eyes. Deepen your breathing, and if you can, your ribs against your thighs. And as you breathe against your thighs,
That will begin to open the back body more completely. One more. And rise up. Tuck of the toes, lift of the hips. Uncross your dog, pedal it out. As though you could bring your breath a little deeper down into your body now. Both feet walk to the right side. Your right foot behind the left. High cross on the thighs, knees come down. Your left knee is in front of your right. Widen your heels. And exhale, settle back. Outer hips, low back. Fold your way in. Inhale up, eyes closing. And exhale, fold back. Soften your eyes, soften your hands, soften your shoulders and your ankles and your knee. One more we go. We want these openings to be openings of clarity, openings of competence. Stay back. And we let the tension and the concern at the possibility that they might not be. That's the biggest concern we hold in the body. What if I'm not competent? So soften the body and fall into ability. Fall into an opening of your breathing that supports a new perspective that says, I am. I am capable, whole, here. Upright, tuck toes, down dog, press back. Really, we're looking for this beautiful, elegant quiet through the body. Feel the heels of your feet. Feel the balls of your feet. Feel the length of your toes. You'll step your left foot to your hands and you'll pivot to face the right side of your mat. And your heels go wide and your toes turn in. We'll begin to move a little bit side to side. Sit your seat down. So your hips go back as your knees come a little forward. Perfect. You put a bend in your right knee and you put your right elbow to your thigh and you press your left heel down and your heart comes forward, your navel into your body, your shoulders away from your ears. Broaden the back, broaden the collarbones, lengthen the heart. And all that will allow the left inner thigh to become long. So this is side body. Inner thigh is part of your side body. Come through center. Left knee bends, elbow to thigh. Take your seat back, your heart forward. Tuck of the chin, back of the neck is long. Your weight is in your right heel. Right ball of foot, left heel, left ball of foot. Navel to spine, back body broad, chest open. Right inner thigh goes long. And into the center. I'm going to flush it out a little bit. Heel toe in, one step. So that when you reach, you can have your hands on your outer shins, outer ankles. Lift with your heart, tuck of the chin, slide up through the outer legs, hands wide. Good, good, good. Soften your left knee and take your right hand down in front of the left foot and spin your heart high. Now hands wide and high, inhale, stand up tall. Hands down the backs of your legs, fold. Weight in the balls, drop your head. And then slide up, hands wide, put a bend in your right knee. Bring your left hand down in front of your right foot as you can, and revolve. And then two hands wide, inhale, bring it up. Down the sides of your legs, this will be exhale. We're gonna move on the breath. Inhale up. If you need to, pause a moment, put blocks in front of your feet if it's too much. Or we go, bend in the left knee, right hand down. To open. Inhale, stand up tall, hands high. Exhale, down the backs of the legs, we move. Inhale, up wide, open. Bend the right knee, left foot down. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, open. Down the backs of the legs, fold. Inhale up wide. Left knee bends, right hand down, revolve. Inhale up, hands high. Down the backs of the legs, fold. Hands wide, rise up, bend the right knee, left hand down, revolve. And inhale, hands out wide. Down the backs of the legs, folding. Lift halfway. Place your right hand under your heart. Put your left hand at your tail and turn. The seat goes back. The heart goes forward. The left ribs over the right as you can. Left hand thumb up. Hand high, look up. Sitting back in the legs. Down in the heels. The balls of the feet. The toes are long. The navel is toned. Turning to face the left side body. Turn your left hand overhead. Now the left hand, reach it overhead. Reach the left hand overhead, stay. And now sweep your left hand back, look down. Sweep your left hand overhead, look up. 2 more like that, sweep back. Soften your knees if you need to, wag your tail. And then the left hand down, replacing the right. Wag your tail if you need a break. Right hand goes wide. Right hand to your hip or to your low back, settle so that the left shoulder is under the right shoulder and the right hand can come high. And the right palm is over the left palm and the seat is back and the hips are square. And the right hand can come over the top. And the right hand can go back and down toward the seat, look down. The right hand comes up over the top, look up. And a little more quickly. A little more freely. Look down, and we'll pause with the right hand high, look up. Keep the left thigh, left hip rising, spin through the heart, and the right hand down. Stepping back, downward facing dog, pedal. Pedal. Set your blanket aside a beat. High plank. Knees to the floor, cross your ankles. Widen your hands to the outer edge, even the thumbs turning a little bit forward. If you choose, you'll just rock your weight a little forward, bend to the elbows, and then pressing your knees together, rock yourself towards child. So coming forward, bend to the elbows, pressing back, tuck of the chin. Move lightly, loves. And maybe you go a very short distance. Maybe it's just the tiniest bend and then back towards child. But zip your ankles together. Zip your inner knees together. That as you squeeze your ankles together, you squeeze your knees together. As you squeeze your knees together, your navel comes into your body. And as your navel comes into your body, you have more power in your hands. Change the cross of your feet. And again, ankles, inner knees, navel to the body. Make it as big or as small as you choose. We're going to go one more. And you will come forward, thighs down, belly down, heart down. Walk your thighs back and the tops of your feet flat. Bring your elbows under your shoulders and rest in Sphinx. So notice when you start, you may have collapsed your chest inside your collarbones. It's a sign of fatigue, right? And I just fatigued you. Firm your legs. Don't try to fix anything. Start in your toes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and start in the very tips of your toes. And let your toes be long and the toenails on the floor. And the toenail of the big toe on the floor and the toenail of the little toe on the floor. And from your little toenail, wrap your attention to your inner thighs and wrap them down. So the outer toenail and the inner thigh. And then the big toenail and the outer hip. The big toenail and the outer hip wraps forward. The outer hip wraps forward. You're starting to come up out of the chest. Tiny bit side to side. Elbows are under your shoulders. Eyes are closed. Palms are flat to the floor. use the very fingertips and begin to draw your fingertips towards your elbows, your collarbones broad, the legs strong, and the heart coming forward. Now the chin in and the back of the neck long. Heart forward. You are opening the inner body to match the outer body. Without moving, elbows in the floor, try to widen the elbows. Draw the fingertips forward. Send the pelvis into the floor. Firm the legs, toes into the floor. And allow your heart to float forward. Legs are strong. It's not an easy place to be. Stay 3. Stay 2. Elbows are drawing your navel open. Now you may work right here. It's a fantastic place to be, or widen your hands, palms down. Keeping your elbows in, lift your elbows. Keep your hips down, feet down. Draw your heart forward, your chin lightly in. Come onto seal, so your hip points are on the floor. The navel is opening wide. The whole front surface a little longer, elbows in and down, fingertips in. Cross your left hand across parallel with the front edge of your mat, this way. And bend your right knee. Reach your right hand back. Find the top of the foot. Bring your right knee in a little closer. Bring your foot towards the floor. So the left hand is keeping our heart forward. If you can, your right fingertips point forward and your right palm faces down. Chest is broad. Square your hips. Firm the left side leg. Firm the left side hip. Hips are square. Heart is high. Chin is in. And the right leg goes long. And the right hand comes across the top edge. Your left knee bends. Your left hand reaches back. Length through the front body. Bring your fingertips over the front of the left toes. Left hip forward. Heart forward. Chin in. Hips square into the floor. Firm your right leg. Open the left thigh. And then all the way down. Cross your forearms. Put your forehead on your forearms and wag your tail. Hands under your shoulders. Bring a block with you as you come up to kneel. Fold back. Give it a minute. If you choose, kneeling has some options. Kneeling, you may put the blanket underneath your kneecaps because that needs a little support. Or you can place the blanket behind the hinge of your knees. And when you sit down, it makes a little space in the knee joint. Or you may take your block and set it in any configuration that's useful beneath you. Can be on its belly, can be on its back. We're going to take the other block in your hands. And so we'll start out with the palms facing away from us, and the block fits in between your thumbs. See how my thumb makes a right angle, and I put the block in there. And now the block faces me. We'll start with the wrong posture, because that's easier to fix. So elbows wide, heart rounds back, I'm all slumpy. Palms face the floor. Awesome. So like our Sphinx just now, elbows wrap in, it draws the heart forward, the seat goes down. You feel all that settle. Good. Good. Start to lift the block the height of your head. Keep your elbows wrapping in. Elbows wrap in, elbows the height of your head. Keep this shape. Keep this seat. See if you can bring your elbows up and the block points back. And now your palms eventually face the ceiling. Put your seat down behind you. There'll be a tendency to arch your back. Keep your palms facing the ceiling. Go to where you can. Like I can't go any further. Elbows wrap in. Elbows wrap in. And bring it back down. So we'll do that twice. 2 more. Up. Elbows in. And down. 1 more. Up. Elbows in. Palms face the ceiling. And down. Palms now on the sides of the block. Holding. Same thing. Height of the head.
Elbows wrap in, shoulder blades down the back. Find your seat, and now take it back. Elbows over the shoulders, block is held at the sides. And down. And inhale, and exhale. And inhale, ha! And exhale. This makes me very warm. And down. One more. So we've had the palms face down. We've had the palms face the block. Now the pinky edge holds the block and the palms face up. So it looks like this. My thumbs point away. Same thing. Let's bring the block the height of your head. Establish the shoulder girdle down the back. Seat down, navel back. And then begin to bring the block back behind you as though to take your fingertips to the wall behind you. Whew. Press the pinky edge into the block. Navel back, seat down. We'll go 3, elbows down, and up, and down, and back, and down, whoo, and up, and down. Hands on block. If that's plenty for you, if that was mighty for you, you're going to stay hands on block. Otherwise, block goes down in front of you. Take a little further. Hands the first way we started. So my palms are down. My thumbs point towards each other on either side of the block. You may work right here. Or lifting your hips, tuck of the toes, feet go a little bit back. And again, knees down if you choose, elbows down. So now forearms are down. I'm holding the block. I can move towards child. I can lift my knees. I can keep my knees bent, palms down, holding the block. Walk my feet a step in. Now press my palms down, elbows press down, heart lifts up, heels reach back. You may never find your heels to the floor, and that's fine. Your head is off the floor. Press your palms down and away, your heart into the body, your navel into the body. Strong through the legs, strong through the elbows, palms press away. And then bring it down, knees down, feet down. Free your hands. Well, we know we warmed up with the block 3 ways. So that we hold the sides of the block. Hold the sides of the block, your thumbs pointing up, pinky edges down, elbows are the width of your wrists. Lift up, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Press your hands away and drop your head. Maybe your knees are bent so that you can get a little more space up out of your shoulders. Maybe you need to walk your feet an inch or 2 closer. Press your elbows down. Press the pinky edge of your hands down and allow the shoulders to open. 2. And 1. Knees down. Now at this point you may kneel and rest hands on thighs. Could be super. Or the last place we'll go is that the thumbs point away and the block rests between the pinkies. So you're on the backs of your hands, the backs of your forearms. Last place to go if you choose. Lift your hips, lift your knees, press back. If you choose, go one leg, left foot down, right heel high. Elbows down, fingers away, thumbs roll away, broaden your collarbones, tuck of the chin. Coming up out of the shoulders, coming up out of the hips. Keep the posture, change the legs, right foot down, left heel high. Broadening the collarbones, the back of the neck, ribs drop back, navel drops back, heels press long. 3, 2, and 2 feet down. And 2 knees down. And come to kneel. And be quiet. That you may feel a little flush through the neck, the head, the face. That really all of this is a preliminary so that we can start to find the more subtle channels of the body. Come onto your back, which is exactly where we want to go, right? Right now, we just want to lie down for a moment. So knees are bent, feet are flat. Building a bridge. You have your block with you.
And you lift your hips. So really this is where we've been headed. The block is widthwise across the back of your hips, feet flat, heels a little wider than toes, hands wide. Tuck your shoulder blades under so the front body is long, heart is up to chin, lightly in, and then press into the back of your head. Relax the back of your neck. So working the soft opening of your front body, we can flare open, and it actually contracts and compacts the back body. And instead, we'll roll the right palm down into the floor. Roll your right thumb towards the toes, palm down. Roll the whole forearm into the floor. And then the opposite hip, your left knee falls in past the center line. Your left hip reaches towards the right heel. Let your left knee drop in. Let your left knee drop in and relax your feet. Relax your left hip. Right palm down onto the floor. So we're making a diagonal between the left thigh falling in and the right thumb rolling down. And we change the side. So your right thigh falls in and down. Your left hand palm down. Left thumb points forward. Left palm down, left forearm down. So the work with the block allowed us to access the shoulders here a little more. Let your right knee fall in a little more. You'll start to feel some length deep down between the hip crease and the ribs, down into the psoas, really the muscle that folds us in half and unfolds us. And back to center. Both palms down, heart is high, back of the head is heavy. This may be your place. Or lift your hips, turn your block to its side, palms down. Knees fall in, heels a little wide, so that the center line is very clear, not falling open, but lengthening instead. Or lift your hips, turn your block to its tallest setting. Wherever you go, closing your eyes for 1 minute. The heels are heavy, the toes are long, the thighs are long. From your hip point to your knees, it's long. Using your breathing, lengthen the point between your hips and up to your navel. And the back body is equally long. The inner thighs are rolling down. So that's that little sensation of the inner knees falling. Left knee falls towards right heel. Right knee falls toward left heel. The center line gets a little longer. Palms into the floor, shoulders soft. Lengthen the neck. So that when you come out, lift your hips and set the block down. Drawing your right knee to your chest, pause and let the right back of hip lengthen. Half happy baby will mean right hand to the right ankle or outer foot, drawing the right knee down. Left hand on the left thigh to press away. To the right heel opening to the right. If you can't keep hold of your right foot, you put your right hand to your right inner thigh and just stay pressing your thigh into your hand for 3. Flex your right foot, extend as you can, 2. And into the middle. Right foot flat, left knee to your chest. Draw it in. So if you can draw your breath down behind the left hip, folding. Keep feeling the space in your head. space in the brain, the length through the back of the neck. Half happy baby means that the left heel comes over the knee, left hand holds the ankle, the shin, or the outer foot, and you draw your left knee down. Right hand on the right thigh to press away. Bring your breathing further into your pelvis. And as you reach into the pelvis with your breath, reach through the back of your head, the crown of your head with your attention. The center line grows longer. Keep hold of your outer foot or shift to your inner thigh and extend all the way to the left heel. Left hand on the inner thigh, pressing away. Again, realizing that the inner thighs are part of your side body. And that the side body is the place where we tend to constrict our breath. It's the place where we constrict our levity, our joy. When we sit with our legs tightly crossed, we shorten the inner thigh, set it down, and we control ourselves. We hold ourselves in, hands on thighs, press your thighs away. And now, using all the openings we've made, we're going to very gently and simply bring you into the right side, left side body at a subtle level. So bring it up into a seat and add your blanket. So my blanket is folded one more time. Sitting in the middle of the seat, put the soles of your feet together, heels of your feet together, hands on your heels. And begin to walk your hips a little closer and your heart a little higher. Press your outer knees down as you draw your heart up. Press your outer knees down, draw your toes back. Press your outer knees down, toes back, heels press. Heart up, chin in. Just for 2. Walk your seat back 2 inches and your hands forward 2 inches and see where you can go. A little bit side to side. You'll walk your hands a step to the left as we did in child's pose. Tuck of the chin. And that will open the back of the right hip. You'll walk your hands a step to the right and that will open the left hip. And we'll sit up tall and widen your heels out to the sides. Shake of the feet. And then hands wide. Turn your right thumb down and turn to the left. Turn your right thumb up and turn to the right. And down. And up. So you're spinning your right thumb down and then your right thumb up. Good. One more time. Open from your hand to the other hand. And then the left thumb turns down as you reach to the right. And your thumb turns back as you reach to the left. And you begin to reach a little further in each direction. And you're opening through the lines of your arms, your shoulders, your upper chest, and you're going out through the feet at the same time. Go one more. And the right hand down and the left hand up, over. And the left hand down and the right hand up, over. And we'll go 3 times. Starting to feel how the whole side body fits to the front, fits to the back. And now we can open it all. One more. To the center. And put your fingertips in the middle. Lead with your heart. Heels out long. Lead with your heart. Sit it back. Elbows in. And we'll bring it up. Your right leg goes straight and your left knee bends. Janu Shirshasana. I will turn so you can see. Right leg out straight. Left heel comes in. Left knee falls wide. Left hand goes high. Lead with your heart. And the left hand drops to the floor where it will. So the left knee presses down and it turns your sternum, and you lead with your heart and you fold. On the inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, lengthen the back of your neck, lengthen the front of your heart. On your exhale, you fold, pressing the left knee down, pressing the navel into the spine. Turning your navel to the right. To sit up tall. We're going to take this blanket aside and roll back onto your back and cross your left ankle over your right knee. Good. Shift your hips up and over to the left so that you can come onto your outer right hip and the outside of your right foot. So the left sole of foot comes to or toward the floor, and your right hand to your left inner thigh, left hand overhead now. And let it all move through you. Softening your left hip. You're not looking for a stretch. It's a very subtle, simple opening. Left hip opens, left waist opens, left shoulder is at ease, left hand is at ease. So if you're very, very flexible, it can be tempting to really push at the posture. Just let your shoulders drop square to the floor. Left foot is flat to the floor. Left ankle is still against the right knee. And feel a center line from your pubic bone, through your sternum, through your throat. And everything on the left side of that is bright. Open. This is the left side body. Front and back and sides, inside and outside. And we'll draw it to the center. Keep your ankle over your knee, roll up to a seat, and draw your right heel closer in. So that when you sit up, I have my right shin to the floor, my right seat on the floor, and my left foot flat. So just draw your right arm around the knee and the left hand behind you. This is your breath out. Look to the front, sit tall. This is your breath in. Look to the back, scissor your thighs, navel to the thigh. Breath out. 2 more. Sitting, turning. And then turn, staying so tall. And the last time, turn your chin to your right shoulder. And then revolve. Stay 3. Left hip drops. Ha. Turn. Left shoulder blade down your back, left side of your heart rising. And to the front. To let both legs out long. Shake out your feet. Good. Other side. So the right knee bends in. Sitting tall. If it helped you, sit on your bolster, sit on your blanket, take your right hand high. And then leading with your heart, your right hip, your left hip back. When you find your edge, your right fingertips find the floor. And your fingertips help to turn your navel into your spine, your heart towards your pinky toe. And you begin to fold so softly. Use your fingers. Your inhale lengthens your heart, but the chin tucks in. And the exhale brings your navel to your spine. There's integrity in the pose, and there is freedom. There's exploration, but there is stability. Navel to spine will help your low back. Press your right foot into your left thigh as you choose. Spin. So we're opening your right inner thigh and your right outer hip, outer back. Right side back of rib, right side shoulder, left side hamstring, left side foot. Bring it up. You're good. Lie onto your back. Put your right ankle over your left knee. Pause. Lift your hips and go to the right, so you're on your left outer hip, and you're on your left outer foot as you drop your right foot to the left onto the floor. So your right foot is flat on the floor, your right knee is bent. Left hand on your right thigh, lightly press away. Right hand out to the side or overhead. So your left toes are right at the center of the mat, pointing towards the front of the mat. You're on your outer left foot, outer left knee, outer left hip. And your left hand lightly making some space in the right hip and the right psoas. Relax the grip of your right hip. Feel your breathing open both the front of your right abdomen and the back of your right abdomen. With your attention, that line of division from the pubic bone to the sternum, to the throat, everything on the right side opening. Keep releasing the right hip. Keep releasing any effort of striving and allow an opening. To the center. Bring your left knee up. Roll your way up to a seat. And come onto your outer left hip, your outer left knee, and your right foot flat to the floor. Wrap your left elbow around your right thigh, sit tall, turn to the right. Final rinse from the seat to the crown. Inhale, turning to the front. Exhale, turning right to the back. That the base is stable here. So we inhale and we open the chest, and then we rinse. The base stays steady, and we turn through the chest, we turn through the throat, we even turn through the turn of our eyeballs to the right. And then just stay a beat, breathing there. Softening your right inner thigh, letting your right hip drop toward the floor. To find center and to lie back. Now, any adjustment, it's not Shavasana yet, but lying back. Feet flexed, and then shake out your feet and shake out your knees. Heels are the width of your mat. And you'll take your left heel and cross it over the right ankle. Turn to the chin. Hands going overhead. And your right hand will hold your left wrist, and the hands will go towards the right corner of the mat, but you keep your hips in the center. And then relax, your elbows may bend as needed. Tiny squeeze of the ankles like our push-ups. And then soften the hips, soften the shoulders. Close your eyes. Deepening and slowing your breathing. Feeling the left sole of foot, left ankle, left hip, left ribs, left shoulder, left elbow, left hand. The energy of the left side body is one of creativity, intuition. Soften your body and just allow that side becomes a little more activated and a little more accessible.
Keep softening. If the left elbow needs to bend more, let it happen. Eyes closed. When we are very, very structured in our routine or very, very practical in our work life, the left side body becomes diminished or out of balance. And then we sit with our love. And that can be a pet, that can be a child, that can be a friend. And we can't find intimacy, we can't find connection because we've been so practical. Open the left side body, breathe through the left side nostril. And so the hands come down and the heels uncross, and you just pause and you feel the left side body and the way in which you can make unique connections. And you take the tip of your right hand, your right thumb, and set it at your right inner eye corner. Slide down through the right side of your nose and close softly where the bone ends, so the right side nostril is blocked. And just breathe in through the left side only, and out through the left side only. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3. Relax. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3. Relax. In, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. Right hand down. Feel the left side body. The energy of this side of your body gathers into a central channel called the Ida. And the Ida concludes in the left side nostril and sinus and brain. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle and take your hands up high. Left hand holds your right wrist and both hands move to the left corner of the mat. And pause, a little squeeze of the ankles to organize your hips, a little press of the left arm to open the right shoulder, and then the elbows soften, widening, and the right shoulder can drop. If it's too much with your left hand holding your right, you can just let the right hand be up and over. Let it be wide, let go with the left hand if you need to. And allow the right side to open. Shoulder, the right elbow, the right hand. Relax the feet, right ankle, the right hip. Allow the right side body to open. Eyes closed. Most of us are right-handed, which means we have a chronic holding and tension in the right side shoulder, just given the amount of muscle fiber and muscle action that we go through in a day. So wriggle through the right fingertips and really allow the right shoulder to melt. Feel the pectoral muscles of the right chest from the sternum to the shoulder. Let the right armpit widen and lengthen. Let the breath up into the right side waist. Feel how this side might be a little bit sticky. Our culture rewards the attributes of right side body energy. Our logic and our reason. All of the scheduling tools
Apps, calendars, daytimers are an effort to create structure and order. This is the function of the right side body. It makes sense of things. But too much sense of things means we forget how to dream, how to feel, how to grieve, how to release. Sometimes even we forget how to grow. Let the body open and let your hands come down and let your feet uncross. Centering your body, heels apart. The tip of your left thumb to your left inner eye corner. Slide down the side of your nose. Feel where the bone ends. Close the left side nostril and breathe through the right side only in and out. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3. Let go. In the right, 2, 3, 4. Out the right, 2, 3. Relax. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Your left hand comes down. When we are disorganized and procrastinate, we need more right side energy. This right side body gathers its energy into a central channel, and that is the Pingala. And it concludes in the right side nostril, right side sinus. It gives us order and clarity. It helps with conclusions. It helps with endings. It helps with next steps. And then in the quiet, adjust yourself in any way that you need to. Backs of your hands settle, legs long. Just the last minute here to feel through both sides of the body. Feel the left. Feel the right. Feel where they meet. Those central channels, how the right side body energy gathers and the right side body energy gathers. They intertwine. And those two channels intertwine up the center of your body, starting at the base between your legs at the pelvic floor. They cross behind the low belly. They cross behind the solar plexus. They cross behind the heart. They cross behind the throat. They cross and meet at the midbrain. May we be open and aware of what we feel, to its potentiality, to the currents that surround us. May we be intuitive and connected and safe. May we be organized and clear in our thinking. May we find our step forward wise and directed. And may we trust the intertwining of these energies in our lives and in our bodies. Staying here as long as you choose. I will walk knees in and hold the shins. To roll to a seat. To sit tall. Sweep wide. Bring your palms together right down the middle. Right down the middle. Left side, right side. You are whole. One thing. We'll do that again and add the Om. A in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. Bring it up, inhaling. Om. Feel the sound move through your body. Om. One more. The left hand meets the right. The right hand meets the left. They support, guide, hold each other. Thumbs to the forehead center. May we be guided, held, supported. Namaste. Bring it all with you. New wisdom, new experience. Right side, left side. Left is Ida. Left has fewer letters. Right is Pingala. It has more, like right. So left side, right side. Okay? These two halves are working all the time. Balance them, use them, live them. Send me questions. I'll be on tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Kundalini. Awesome. Elevating ourselves. Afterwards, from 9:10 to 9:30, I'll have a Dharma talk about infinite energy. And I will hope to see you there. Thank you, my loves. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Namaste.